According to the World Economic Forum, around 10% of the world's GDP will be held in the form of tokenized assets by 2027. That's about $9 trillion based on 2019 projected GDP. Quantitative investment funds will have an edge when it comes to investing in tokenized assets. According to PwC 2019 Crypto Hedge Fund Report, the only crypto hedge funds that made money during the 2018 crypto bear market were quantitative. That's why I use Tokenmetrics. In this video, I interviewed founder and CEO of Tokenmetrics, Ian Balina. This was the second interview that he was so kindly able to give me because the first one was corrupted and didn't record properly. This interview was taken on March 30th, 2020, a full month after the original interview. So by then, you knew what happened in the world by then on March 30th. All right, so in this interview, we didn't talk much about Tokenmetrics, but if you're interested in gaining an upper hand in crypto investing, use the link in the description below to get 10% off of the Tokenmetrics website. Without further ado, here is Ian Balina, founder and CEO of Tokenmetrics. All right, man. Thanks again for doing this. I know you're a busy man and everything, but thank you again. Last time I had some prepared questions, like for Tokenmetrics and stuff. Since then, a lot has changed in the world, with the whole pandemic thing that's been going on. My first question to you is, how do you think this will have an effect on? We already saw the effect that it had on crypto and the stock market, but moving forward, do you think that we already hit the bottom? Because we saw what the Fed has done with the quantitative easing and basically just bailing everybody out. How do you think that's going to have an effect on the markets moving forward?
I mean, I think it's tough to say at the moment because the coronavirus is a black swan event that has been very unpredictable.
Yeah.
But looking at the stock market, and we think it's not the bottom yet. The bottom is not in.
Okay.
Because we've had over 3 million jobless claims filed this month.
Yes.
Which is basically 10x or more than prior months. So it's definitely something that's going to affect the entire economy. Almost every single analyst now is at consensus saying that a global recession is coming.
Right.
The industries of travel, hotels, airline companies, cruise lines, supply chains have all been affected and impacted by the lockdown, the global lockdown.
Yes.
So looking into that, one can only anticipate that end of Q1, end of Q2, all these companies will miss their earnings.
Right.
And when this happens, their stocks will plummet even more. So because of that, we anticipate that there will be more losses when it comes to stocks. Stocks will bleed, unfortunately. Now, whether or not the Fed and the government can prop them up with this bailout money remains to be seen. But either way, this bailout is going to just cause inflation and people's purchasing power to decrease.
Right.
And then while we're also in a recession causing stagflation, right, where you basically have a recession and inflation.
Right.
So it's definitely going to get worse before it gets better. Now, whether or not crypto itself has bottomed, I think also remains to be seen. But this is really this is something Hollywood could not script better for crypto.
Yeah.
So crypto either has this is their moment of truth. If they don't show their use case and value, and the main value and premise as why people use crypto is exactly for these reasons, to hedge against currency risk, basically
Right.
inflation, and to hedge against political risk, governments. So crypto has to really perform well this year. Tough to predict, right? Because everything, there's so many different factors coming in. So far, crypto has been going down like everything else. It's kind of based on being just wanting liquidity.
Yes.
But until it decouples and stops being correlated with the markets, that's when crypto can really start showing that, okay, now it's really performing well.
Right.
But other people believe that gold and metals would be the obvious choice as to really not following what's happening in the markets. That's also possible because obviously gold has been around longer than crypto, and gold has already proven its use case as a store of value, especially when it comes to inflation and times like this. So I think it's definitely exciting times. It's tough to say. I am optimistic and hopeful, but I'm also a realist as well.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, but we've even seen that even in the last recession back in 2008 2009, that even gold took a hit in the beginning because of that liquidity crisis, and we're seeing it now again as well. So I definitely could see everything taking a hit because people just they need that cash on hand. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll see 6 months to a year down the road what will take place. And with that being said, what 100x opportunities in crypto do you think will be available to people in the crypto space moving forward? Do you think it'll be Bitcoin or Ethereum or maybe even something lower cap than that?
I mean, obviously, this is just kind of just my own opinion from
Right.
our
No, yeah, not financial advice, people.
definitely not financial advice for anybody, but in our
Yeah.
opinion, big while we believe Ethereum and Bitcoin are the best projects out there in terms of technology. Um, at the current market cap and size, we don't really think they'll be the first projects to get 100x return.
Right.
Now, that's not to say they want to achieve those returns again ever from their billion-dollar market caps, but we think if you're looking for a 100x return, you would have to find that in a low cap coin.
Right.
But to do that, you really have to have deep technical research, because gone are the days of investing in some random coin and having it go 10x or even 100x. Nowadays, the market and climate is different, but we do think there are projects out there. Like recently with our customers on tokenmetrics.com, we just shared with them 2 projects we think have the potential to do 100x.
Right.
Right. So I can't obviously share those right now because that would be unfair to our customers.
Right.
But the projects are out there, right? These projects are right now in market cap, they're outside the top 90, sometimes even outside the top 100.
Oh, wow.
But these are projects that our team has gone through, done deep code reviews on them. They're liquid as well, so they aren't just like some altcoins with no volume. They're very liquid. Some people might have heard of them, and most importantly, they have great fundamentals, great technology, great teams, and it's really just a matter of finding the right entry point from a TA perspective.
Right.
But long term, thinking in the next 3 years or longer, we think these projects, assuming crypto does not falter and crypto ends up performing well based on its thesis that it's that Bitcoin is a store of value and crypto is a safe haven asset. If that happens, these are projects that could possibly do 100x returns in 3 years or more.
Okay. Yeah, and I like how you state that in 3 years or more, like you said, gone are the days, man,
Yeah, no quick flips here.
Yeah, definitely. Um, and speaking of which, when you say talking about token metrics, because that ultimately that's why you're here, you know, I've been checking out the website, and do people still have the opportunity to get that 10% off using Sergeant Crypto as the code?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So I believe if you just type in SGT crypto, one word, all caps, that gives you 10% off when you join. So definitely recommend your audience to do that.
yes, definitely, man. All right, and speaking of the stock market, how are you not I shouldn't say you personally, but do you think there are any other opportunities in the stock market if people are looking into the traditional markets and things of that nature? Because we did take that shave off the top, what, 30%. So it could only go up from here, or maybe even go down from here, which is another buying opportunity, right? So I don't know. Do you think? But basically, my thesis is what I've been telling my family and friends. Yes, people do still make money in the stock market, but in my theory, I see it as crypto as the bigger opportunity moving forward, right? Because this is like the ground floor. People think that they're late to crypto, or especially Bitcoin, because the price is so high. But if you think of it as a safe haven asset, like we kind of theorize that it is, then the sky's the limit. And all the other assets with it, Ethereum, and again, doing your own research, using websites like Token Metrics and that nature. So it's a vice versa thing. Like do you see it as, all right, we're still on the ground floor here, or is it still more of talking to people like my dad, for instance, that still invests traditionally in the stock market and things of that nature?
Well, I think stocks, obviously, I think now is definitely a great opportunity to possibly buy in, because assets that were overpriced have now really lost tons in value.
Right,
So for any long-term value investors, anybody with a investment time frame of 3 years or longer, now is really a good time to go on garage sales, right? To basically go bargain hunting and find great companies with intrinsic value, low debt ratios that are underpriced. Now, with that being said, though, as mentioned, I do think I do think everything could go lower.
yeah,
So, kind of for anybody who's doing that, or who's going out there and shopping for stocks, buying everything all at once would not be the ideal strategy, in my opinion. I think taking more of a dollar cost averaging approach during the recession and bear market, and then once things recover, taking almost like a dollar cost averaging approach to take profits in the
right.
bull market.
Okay. But going forward though, because the name of your website is Token Metrics, and even on one of the main page, it said that 10 years, within this decade, 10% of all assets will be tokenized. So that these are things I try to point out to people, that if we're thinking 10 years down the road, and things being tokenized, and we are still very early, because what the whole crypto market cap is like under $200 billion. You know, eh, eh, you know, what are your thoughts on that theory?
Yeah, I mean, so the World Economic Forum estimates that 10% of the world's assets, the world's wealth, will be in tokenized assets
Right,
by the year 2027, I believe. And then they also predict, so that basically means, looking at the current GDP and estimates, that means about 9-10 trillion dollars worth would be in crypto.
right,
And we also have other analysts who also kind of have the same projections. The Royal Bank of Canada also has projections that about 9 to 10 trillion of the world's assets will be in crypto. So if you take that market cap projection, and in the next, let's say by 2027 or even 2030, and looking at the current crypto market cap, that means we have over 40x room for growth based on those projections.
right.
So crypto is definitely still early to get in.
Thanks, man. Yeah, and that's how I feel. And again, people, not financial advice. It's just based on my own research, and obviously your own research as well. That these are our ideas and our thoughts. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, you know, uh, I did have one more question here. I'm looking at my phone. I'm sorry. Where did it go? Let me see. Well, yeah, why did you switch over to doing token metrics from like doing the whole the way you did it before with the YouTube and the spreadsheet? Like I said in our last interview, that got screwed up. My fault, of course. But like a long time watcher from mid 2017. I used to look at the spreadsheets and things of that nature. Like, why did you switch over to doing it token metric style, using the website and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, because the spreadsheet was crashing. It couldn't really handle so many people.
Yeah,
So just really having it scale to the next level
yeah.
required a website. And then we also wanted to start adding in machine learning to put in numerous data points and be able to do more detailed and more deep data analysis.
Okay.
So that was something that really kind of just became a natural progression and
Right.
evolution of tokenomics, because now we're running 200,000 AI models per cryptocurrency. So running over 20 million machine learning models a day. And it's tough to do that with a spreadsheet.
Yeah, I bet. That's awesome, man. All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for your time, as always. Um, Definitely see it recording now, so I know that I'll be able to upload this to YouTube. And for anyone wanting to get 10% off, again, the code is Sergeant Crypto, all caps, SGT Crypto, all caps, one word, and you'll get 10% off of the Token Metrics website. And I definitely recommend it. And thanks again, Ian, for your time, man. All right, man. I'm out. Peace.